Okay, so let's talk about making this graphical with the GUI. The JOption pane allows us to accept input from the user. Just like a scanner, it asks the user a prompt and it takes information and it can use that in later programming. There are two kinds of dialog boxes we can use. There's an input dialog box and there's a confirm dialog box. The input dialog box just asks a question and provides a text field in which the user can enter a response. It returns a string representing the user response. So if you're going to use numbers, you're going to want to change that data type for future use in the program. This is an example program. I made my own example program, and I am going to show that here. I'm going to go ahead and minimize this. What you'll see is I have a program that brings an option pane, and it shows an input dialog, what is your name, and then how old are you. This is similar to the scanner program we used last time, and then it prints to the screen using the data we've already brought in, right? And it also adds one to the year to say how old you'll be next year. So I'm gonna run this program, and we have this input dialog box, and it says how old are you, and I'm gonna say 46, and it says I'm currently 46 years old, and next year I'll be 461 years old. Not what I expected it to say at all. Let me save the program and run it again. Oh, well, logic error, as you all know. When I add a string to a string, I return a string. So I need to fix my order of operations. That's a error that I talked about in class before. So let's go ahead and look at this now. Fixing order of operations, and I should have this working. It works well. Okay, so always remember, I modeled this today, but always remember to, when you're doing your order of operations, that plus signs go from left to right. If you concatenate a string to an int, you'll get a string, and that's what happened in my world here. But this shows how to use the show input dialog, and this is just how it looks. So you can see it showed us that screen. I just want you guys to know that if you have a string, as we returned here, I use this integer.parseInt to change the string to an integer, so I can use this use the data in future tense. So if I have a double, I will use a different wrapper class, and it will be double.parseInt. All right, and so it looks like this. So if you're bringing in a string, so you have to use parseInt to convert whole numbers and parse double to convert decimal numbers, and you can bring that in and use it future in the program because the input dialog brings in a string and not a numerical value. There's also something called confirm dialog boxes. Let me just quickly show you what that looks like. We got confirm dialog. It automatically, in my case, brought in do it this way. Your name. All right, I'm going to go and run this, and just to show you what it looks like. And I have a small issue. Oh, again, semicolon. Keep making the same mistake. All right. All right, what is your name? And it says it's your name, Chad, and I say yes. All right, and this particular program works that way. So the confirm dialog box allows us to bring in data and ask the user if it's correct data, or just basically it prints yes, no, or cancel. And you can make it do different things. You can tell it to to say yes or no or whatever. The confirm dialog box has 5 arguments: the parent component, the prompt message, the title, an integer that indicates which option button to show, and an integer that describes what kind of dialog box. So there is yes, no, or cancel. And you probably just want to play with it a little bit to know exactly what kind of, how the confirm dialog box works. So and this titled it user and age. We can title this instead of that, are you sure? So we'll say, are you sure? And this is the title of the dialog box for that parameter. So are you sure? And that says username Chad Whiteley, and I can hit OK or cancel. That's option type 2. Let's put option type 1, and you can see how this looks different. That's a yes, no, or cancel option, and I can say yes. I can do option type 0, as we saw before, and option type 0 gives us a different option. Yes or no. And so basically, you can see how this exactly works. There's also a way for it just to say like okay, you know, and you can play with that as well and see how to use these show confirm dialog boxes. Thank you.